Always remember Durst is the worst.
Durst the worst, bitch.
The wrong
Where do you
turn
stand,
movies.
sir, on the issues?
I think that everybody should be investigated all of the time.
Everybody should be investigated all the time.
Every public official should always be investigated.
All of them.
Nothing wrong with asking for a little bit of
It
accountability.
should be open records, and everything should be open.
All the time.
Yes, all of the time.
Should we impeach Trump, you think?
Why not?
I haven't really seen the yeah.
What grounds? Well, I would say number one, that he fired Comey. Number two, he's being enriched from his property, even though he said he was diagnosed or put it in the trust.
Do you believe the narrative that he was under investigation because of potential ties with Russia?
See, I don't know. I'm not going to jump into conclusions. What we want to do is find out. That's why they should all be under investigation all the time. Investigate Comey, too.
When you say all, who specifically do you mean?
I mean, every public official. Who are you?
But what authority would you
media.
like to empower to do that?
I beg your pardon?
Which part of the federal bureaucracy do you want to empower?
I think I'm empowered. I don't. Why do you think it should be the federal bureaucracy? Why doesn't
Because you have to have
everybody-
enforcement capabilities.
I'll answer. If you have a responsibility as a democracy to be informed and to make judgments, decisions based on information that you have, you've got a duty to do. And if you want to leave it to somebody else to do, well, that's the problem.
So do you think there should be further investigations in the lowest learner in the IRS?
Well, what's your point? Why are you?
Well, my point is the IRS officials pled the fifth as to whether or not they delayed or refused to grant 501c status to a number of so-called conservative right-leaning organizations.
Yeah, well, they had to investigate them too. If they did it based on their viewpoint, they should be investigated. And that anytime any service is denied...
But who would you like to see do
I'm
that
gonna finish
investigation?
saying this. Anytime anybody... Do you want to know the answer, or do you want to make your...
No,
Ask
I wanna know the
your
answer.
question more loudly than I can answer? That's not going anywhere. Clearly, you are right-wing. Because I heard you talking earlier about should they all have been impeached? Yeah, they should. Obama should be impeached, should have been impeached for letting Americans be killed without a trial if they were considered to be enemies. I mean, nobody should have that power. And I am not a conservative, not a liberal. I'm just a guy that thinks that the government has got responsibility, and if I don't do it, who will?
You're an American voter, and as an American voter, how would you try to stop this trend of just complete deception and just garbage?
The thing is, I would try to find out what the deception is. Prove it. You got to prove it. And a lot of times, people simply keep repeating what other people say. Nobody goes in and really does the work. They buy into something, and then they amplify the positions of the people they agree with. Seems to always come down to that. I'm a avid public records freak, and I always go after records. It takes a long time, but I do my part. I know. I just want it to be open. I don't care. I'm for democracy. I don't care which side wins. I just want the election to be fair. And
Understandably, you're asking for transparency.
Sure.
I think that's a lot of us.
That's what everybody is asking for.
But do you think that's possible when you have registered agents of foreign powers that are running their own 501cs and moving money into candidates?
Do I think it's possible?
Yeah, is democracy even good if it's being bought and paid for?
Well, this is what we want to do. We want to make all of that public so that people can decide who they want to vote for. I can't answer for everybody that's got every different position. But if you ask me if they have these, as they did with Trump, they had information about Trump, they knew what he was, they voted for anyway, that's democracy. Is he screwing up now? Let's find out. And then next time we vote, we'll know.
Is it democracy when a political party changes the rules of its primary to make sure that one candidate?
Well, you're just taking one thing. This is democracy when a foreign power is putting out information about one candidate. I mean, you're picking.
It's very different financial contributions.
The polite way to do this is you ask a question and I'll try to answer you.
So what you're saying is Russian hacking of the DNC server system. You think that somehow undermined democracy, or did that inform the voter participating in the democracy of information that was illegal for an American citizen to have obtained?
Well, you've got an opinion, and you're phrasing your questions in a way to elicit a response to bolster to make your point. And I don't know why.
But if you want transparency, didn't the Russian hackers provide transparency that previously didn't exist?
Well, I don't know. Do we know that that's what they did? Do we know the records are truthful?
The Democrats haven't denied any of it.
No, that's not the same. And Trump doesn't deny that he screws his daughter. That doesn't make it true.
Well, there's no objective evidence to make one believe that he does have sex with his daughter.
How do you know what evidence there is? Do you know everything in the world?
No, because there is no objective evidence of that.
How do you know? I mean, that you've seen in your limited
scientifically.
I'm going to try to science.
So if there's no evidence of something, then it must be true because you can't prove that it isn't.
The scientific method.
That's not the way it works. Like,
is that what I'm saying?
It's not. That was what you were saying. You were saying that to prove a negative.
What is your position? I'm just trying to tell you what I think, and you look like you've got a point of view. I'm just a guy on the street that you stop.
If you want transparency, that transparency has to be a demand for objective data so that we can analyze the truth.
Like Trump's taxes.
Okay, what about him? He released some of them.
No, he didn't.
No, he did release some of them.
When did he do that?
Quite recently, several months ago.
So some of them.
And he paid an outrageously high tax rate.
You are just pro-Trump.
No, I'm not.
I'm happy for you.
But I'm not pro-Trump.
Okay.
See, again, you made a presupposition.
Say what you want to say, and I'll listen politely.
Right.
And then when you're done, I will respond.
I'm not pro-Trump. You said that. There's no evidence, okay, that would make you believe I'm pro-Trump. But because I'm questioning what you're saying that I'm a Trumpite or a pro-Trump voter, which is not true. I'm simply saying you can't make judgments without a data set to analyze. That's how the scientific method operates. Whether you like the tone of voice or the word choice of the person who's presenting that data, that's different. The point is you have to analyze the data. The data says that the Democratic Party was engaged in illegal activities, and many of those illegal activities and unethical activities were revealed through hackers who may have been based in the Russian Federation or Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan.
Nice to listen to you. See you later.
God bless you, sir.
Dun, 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 dun,
Just remember, Durst is the worst.
Subscribe, bitch.